I wasn't really big into fashion growing up, but I always felt like if I had a cool pair of shoes on, everything else would take care of itself. When I was a kid, I used to like to play a lot of sports, and every Sunday, there would be like all of the kids in the neighborhood would organize into teams, and they would play basketball. And I would always want to have like the coolest shoes, always wanted a new pair of shoes, and during the week, I would clamor my parents for my basketball shoes next week, and it would be always a big fight. As I got older, when I really became a sneakerhead, it was in 2005 when I got my first pair of LeBrons. It was the LeBron Zoom 2 Low. It was all black with laser print on them, and I thought those were like just the sickest shoes. In primary school, I was an NBA basketball junkie, so whatever I saw on the court was basically the style that I wanted to emulate in my daily life. But as I grew older, my interest started to veer more into hip hop. And though I was still an NBA fan, I was not as much as an avid basketball player. My sneaker taste kind of changed into a lifestyle sneaker that had history of being a basketball sneaker. For example, like the Air Jordan 1s and the Air Force 1s. Those were basically, back in the time, used to be basketball sneakers that eventually became lifestyle shoes. When I first started liking hip hop, I didn't actually notice the sneakers. It was more to do with the music. But as I started to really deep dive into hip hop, sneakers were just as big as in basketball. And with my prior experience in basketball, I felt like that just bridged that, kind of brought two of my favorite things together. So I've been a sneakerhead since I was a kid, but I really got into the customizing game when I went to college. I went to college in San Francisco at the University of San Francisco. While I was there, I was exposed to the works of the shoe surgeon and other customizing artists. I was very impressed with how they were able to tell a story through sneakers. And as a kid, what really spoke to me with each sneaker, what the difference between my favorite sneaker and just another average sneaker, was the story that this sneaker told. And I really felt like what the shoe surgeon was able to do was inspiring enough for me to really want to take it and bring it back home. I made my first custom in 2015. It was an Air Jordan 1. I did a new buck crocodile and white python skin with a fragment inspiration theme to it. It's actually this one. So when I was in San Francisco, I was very much into streetwear. I wanted to be unique. I wanted to pop. I wasn't playing much basketball anymore, so it was a lot of hip hop that was influencing my sense of style and what I wear every day. By being in San Francisco, it really opened my eyes to see how big sneaker culture was. Prior to that, I grew up in Thailand. And in Thailand, the sneaker culture wasn't as mainstream or as common as it was in the States. I wanted to curate something that was my own. I wanted to be able to put my heart and soul into something and produce something that I could be proud of, that I could be proud to have my name associated with. In 2016, when I came back to Thailand, the first thing I realized I needed to do in order to achieve my dream was to learn how to be a shoemaker. And I apprenticed in Don's Footwear. They do bespoke men's footwear. and their quality is superior. And I was able to learn the traditional shoemaking from them, whether it's Goodyear vaulted shoes or how to make a shoe complete, how to make the sole of the shoe from leather. I also was able to learn the different qualities of leather, what was the difference between good and bad quality leather. That really opened my eyes and my appreciation towards fine leather. So today in Quixotic, we only use Italian leather to make sure that all of my art has the absolutely best leather used. This is my story, and welcome to the world of Quixotic.